Today I'm gonna play Katamari Damacy. This is the remastered remake version for the Nintendo Switch. This is one of my favorite games. I say that a lot, but I guess I like a lot of games, huh? I think my favorite thing about these games is when you start really small and then make something huge by the end. It's really satisfying. But I want to make the moon. This remastered version of this is actually a lot easier to play than the original on PS2. Because just the fact that the graphics are so much clearer, you can actually see the details and actually see what you're doing much better. Yeah, the other benefit of picking this level is you get the best song. I like Katamari on the Rocks. What? You know what's also interesting to me is that when I first played this, I didn't really know anything about Japanese culture. So a lot of these jokes and a lot of the items that you pick up, I didn't know what they were. But now I've watched a stupid amount of anime, so I actually know what all this crap is. That makes it also more interesting. Plus the fact that it's actually clear and sharp and you can see what you're doing. Because this game was blurry when it was originally released. You couldn't tell what a lot of stuff was. Ah, elephant! I don't know how much you know about Japanese culture, but I'm an expert. And they often roll up entire towns with balls of garbage. That's kind of how that sounded like it was going, huh? No, I'm not like that. Cow, 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 lady. Oh no. The only bad thing about this Katamari Damacy Reroll is that the Switch controller freaking sucks. It's hard. I'm using the Joy-Cons mounted in the little whatever the hell. It's awful. I hate the controls. I don't know why they didn't put this remaster on a real system. Did that offend anybody? Referring to the Switch as not a real system? I used to do that all the time back in the day. Because, you know, the 360 PS4 Wii generation, Nintendo fans were all like, oh, the Wii is the best, it won the generation, oh blah blah blah, and I would be all like, no it didn't. Because, like, for one thing, the Wii was competing in a completely different market than the PS3 and Xbox were. So the fact that the Wii sold more kind of didn't matter. But also the fact that it sold so many units that just ended up sitting in closets and collecting dust kind of meant that it didn't matter how many it sold. Because they weren't also selling games afterward. Because that's the whole point of consoles and console sales, is to ultimately sell games to people, because Microsoft and Sony and Nintendo don't make any money off of consoles. They make money off of licensing games and selling games. So, like, the Nintendo Wii might have sold 110 million units, but the attach rate was probably 1 or maybe 1.5. And that is how many games they sold per system sold. Whereas the 360 and PS4 was, you know, in the double digits. So that's what I would tell people, and it made them very, very mad. Although, maybe it was the dismissive tone that I used when I told them that their favorite system was stupid and for babies. I can't imagine that would have been the problem. Man, fun being a punk rock games journalist who didn't give a crap. I was not punk. I just made that up. I did tell people that their favorite things sucked, though. A lot. Like, a lot. And if you don't agree with what I just said and you think that I'm wrong about my analysis of that generation, well, I don't especially care. But I played Katamari Damacy, when it first released on the PS2 as a... Was it $20 or $30? I think it was $20. It was a budget game. And I'm pretty sure that the guys at GameStop thought I was the coolest person in town. Because, like, wow, you're like... We only ordered 2 copies of this and you're buying one. But the best part of these games was always starting off small, like on street level, and then you end up gigantic. And the worst, did anybody actually like the levels where they were like puzzles? Like, only pick up these things and you can't pick up anything else. Like, did anybody actually like those? Nope, still too small for trees. You could get those trees. No? Oh, yes. Oh, I'm so large. Oh. Now's the fun part. Took like 10 minutes to get to the fun part, but now we're at the fun part. No, it's all fun. You're killing millions of people. Whatever. I'm a big thing rolling up stuff. That's the dark side of Katamari that nobody talks about. It's all the people that die. And then by the second game, everybody loves you and thinks that the prince and the king are all cool. Even though the king's a drunk idiot. Yeah, I said it. What idiot made this oblong, bad-shaped Katamari? Oh yeah, it was me. The fascinating thing about these games, too, is that the controls actually kind of... Like, it makes things feel massive. Because everything is just slightly slower and more sluggish the bigger you get. Makes you feel like you're a big honkin' collection of garbage. Ooh, wow. That's big enough to get the crane. What was that airport, Kansai? The airport that they made out of artificial islands and now it's sinking? Good job. I'm gonna get you, Rainbow. I'm gonna be back for you. Whirlpools. You guys ain't nothing. You whirlpools is chumps. Giant squids. Nobody got time for no giant squids. Giant tapus. Nobody got no time for tapuses. Airplane. Screw you, airplane. I'll be back. Who'd build a sports stadium on an island? This game is unrealistic. I'm just gonna say it. The design of this game's world is unrealistic and it takes me out of the experience. Roll up the moon. Told you I was gonna be back for you. But just think, like, you can actually see details in these little things you're still picking up. On the PS2 version, it was just blurry. This game is actually one of the reasons why I wanted a Switch. Was just so I could play this game again that I've already played. If they would have put it on PS4 or something, I wouldn't have probably even considered a Switch. So I guess Nintendo did a good job making that deal. Yeah, I'll probably fast forward through most of this part. Or skip it, you know, when I edit. Because there's just not anything to pick up. Just imagine somewhere underneath all this, there's like a 1 centimeter tall prince. He's buff. He could probably kick his dad's ass. But he just doesn't, because he doesn't want to hurt his dad's feelings. Because, you know, he'd beat up his dad, and then his dad would go drink, and then destroy another solar system, or destroy all the stars again. Then the prince would have to clean it up, so he's just like, whatever. I'll let him pretend like he's a badass. Like he wears the pants in the family. That's the ugliest moon ever. Well, that was fun. I enjoyed it. This was Eric vs. 365, where I'm playing a different game every day for a year. Be sure to check out psxboxindies.com for daily blogs about the games we're playing and the videos we're making. Thanks for watching.